can't have nuclear weapons. And if you want to talk about it, good. Otherwise, you can live in a shattered economy for a long time to come.
Do you feel like you were being pushed into military action against Iran by any of your advisors?
I have two groups of people. I have doves and I have hawks.
Yeah, you have some serious hawks.
I have some hawks. Yeah, John Bolton is absolutely a hawk. It's up to him. He'd take on the whole world at one time, okay? But that doesn't matter because I want both sides.
President Trump there sounding off on recent escalation from Iran as we await new details on what those new sanctions targeting Tehran might actually look like. The president also warning Iran of obliteration like you've never seen before if war breaks out between our two nations. Joining us now is Florida Senator Rick Scott, who sits on the Armed Services Committee. And this morning he sits in Studio J. Great to have you on set in New York this morning, Senator. All right, so obviously you were briefed in a capacity that you probably can't share a lot of that information with us. What can you tell us about the president pulling back last week and how we proceed from here, Senator?
Well, first off, this is all happening because the president's sanctions are working. Iran's not a partner. I mean, they're supporting Hamas, Hezbollah, so they're causing problems for Israel. They're in Venezuela. So now what they're doing, they're attacking ships. They're shooting down drones. So think about it. This is a terrorist group. And we have got to do everything we can. I'm glad the president is being cautious. But I hope they, like John Bolton said, don't take prudence for being weak.
Well, it's a great point to make, and General Keane said that Bolton said that very clearly, and very easy for the world to understand the message that we are seeing and hearing. The president went further in that interview to make the case that he would like to sit down with Iran and go to the negotiating table with them. Here's more from the president.
I'm not looking for war, and if there is, it'll be obliteration like you've never seen before. But I'm not looking to do that. But you can't have a nuclear weapon. You want to talk good, otherwise you can have a bad economy for the next 3 years. Not as far as I'm concerned. No preconditions.
You want to talk, he said? He would be willing to sit down with Iranian officials with no preconditions. Do you support that idea?
Absolutely. I mean, look at what he did with North Korea. Now he's doing it here. Now, it doesn't mean he's weak. Now, he's got to do the right things for America, but I believe the president is saying what he really believes. He doesn't want war. But you can't have Iran have a nuclear weapon when they chant death to America and they say they want to obliterate Israel. So I think it's great that he's going to have a talk, but they've got to understand that they better do something.
It's obviously a very concerning situation for all Americans to look at the tensions escalating between these two countries. Their economy has been crippled by the sanctions we've imposed so far. The Trump administration says more are coming. What more can we possibly do when you look at their economy already suffering like it is? Where more can we sanction, Senator?
I'm not sure what else we can sanction, but think about what they've done. This ruined their economy, messing up their economy has made it very difficult for them to support Hamas and Hezbollah, which is a big deal. Hopefully it means they'll spend less time helping Maduro in Venezuela. So President Trump's doing the right thing. I hope Iran does the right thing.
None of this matters, though, unless they come to the negotiating table.
That's
Do you
right.
expect they will?
You'd think they would, right? If you're a leader that cares about his people, cares about their economy, knows that whatever he cares about is building up their economy is going to be tied to having a good relationship with America and Europe. You would think he would, but so far he hasn't.
Here's the latest from the president. In a series of tweets, he writes, China gets 91% of its oil from the Strait, Japan 62%, and many other countries likewise. So why are we protecting the shipping lanes for other countries many years for zero compensation? All these countries should be protecting their own ships on what has always been a dangerous journey, writes the president. We don't even need to be there in that the U.S. has just become, by far, the largest producer of energy anywhere in the world. The U.S. request for Iran is very simple. No nuclear weapons and no further sponsoring of terror. The president makes a very good point there about the oil. We're not buying that oil anymore. I mean, we've become so energy independent in this country.
I think what he's done is he's caused a conversation about a lot of what America should be doing. Whether it's NATO, whether it's dealing with North Korea or China, all these things. He's causing a real conversation. And this is legitimate. Why are we the ones that are defending the world when they don't help us? So I think it's outstanding. But let's remember, Iran they are not our friend. They want to annihilate us. They want to annihilate Israel. They're not going to help us. So the president's doing the right thing.
Does it behoove us to engage as much as we are, Senator?
engage from the standpoint of having a conversation? Absolutely. Engage from the standpoint of making sure they don't have the resources to support groups like Hamas and Hezbollah? Absolutely. To get out of a horrible treaty. I mean, remember, this treaty was not something approved by Congress.
Because, you know, Democrats say we're in this situation now because we pulled out.
So think about what the treaty did. We gave them a lot of money, billions of dollars. And number two is we said you can continue to enrich uranium. Didn't completely stop them from doing it. It didn't prevent them from long-term having a nuclear weapon.
Is your party divided on how to proceed here?
Oh, I think. Well, first off, Washington's pretty dysfunctional. I don't think everybody agrees on anything, especially with regard to foreign policy. So I think there's a lot of different views up there. But I do believe that we all understand what's going on. We have a lot of issues that Obama didn't address, whether it's Iran or North Korea or the China trade policies, Venezuela, Cuba, and Trump's willing to do it. Trump is willing to do it, and it's hard. I mean, this is a very difficult time, but he's willing to sit down with people. He's willing to put, things on the table. So I think it's positive.
Some big decisions to make. Senator, thank you, and great to have you here.